ask it when we get to that.
Oh,
Good morning. You got a frog in there, I think.
I got a frog in there. I think we're on friend time these days. We mean well. We mean to try to start at 9:30. But poor Lizzie gets here really early, and she gets everything all set up, and I come waltzing in and say, oh, and we need this, and then we need that. And so we were trying to set everything up for you. So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Here we are.
But last week, I forgot almost totally. I was a whole,
Were you on friend time last
25 minutes late. I remembered at 8:30 while we were setting up the retreat, and then all of a sudden it was 9:50.
Well, because we were busy doing.
We were busy.
Let's talk about our retreat for a minute.
Yes, we had so much fun.
Oh my gosh, you guys, it was so amazing. Thank you to the 45 women that came and participated. We had an amazing time. Fabulous teachers, really good classes. We had the very best time, very, very best time. And thank you to Rudy and Susan for making amazing Dutch oven for us.
We had yummy food.
Oh, it was so good.
Hello, Marianne. How are you?
Hi, it's Marianne in Florida.
Are you feeling better? I forgot to tell you. So she had flown to Utah for her son's wedding, and then she got COVID. So I'm so sorry. I hope you're feeling
too bad. I gotta go get my booster. I've got.
It's that time.
It is. I keep thinking, okay, I'll go now, and then it's like, okay, but if it makes me a little ill for a half a day, can I do
when
that
do I
right
fit
now?
that in my schedule?
I can't be sick right now because I got a retreat. Oh, and I can't be sick right now. I got a fabric. But at some point, I have to say, I'm just going to go do it.
I know. You just got to rip the Band-Aid off and just do it.
Just barrel through it. If you don't feel good, just barrel right on through it.
She says she's doing well. Good. I'm excited for that. Yeah, and the flu shots are out now, too. So it's that time of year. It's that time.
It is.
And it is getting a little bit colder.
Oh, but it's supposed to be warming back up again. I watched on the news last night, and they said, unseasonably high again for the next few. But
Thursday's supposed to be chilly.
Only in the 70s, not super hot.
But I do love these colder mornings. Not like freezing cold, but like
in the
cool.
40s
I like that. I like it a lot. So
good. So yeah, we had an amazing time.
Oh, so much fun.
Retreat.
So much fun.
Way fun. And speaking of retreats, I think that should lead us into
yes, we have announcement.
Another big announcement.
And we've teased this a little bit. We told you a couple weeks ago we'd have an announcement. And we have announced it to some of our customers already. Yeah, so some of you may know, but we definitely want you to know.
To know. So we're happy, sad. I can
say
it that way.
Right.
So the Monarch Tree store that's right next to us.
The tea house.
Little Kayla's, but she's not really going out of business because this is what I heard. Great news. She's going to have a space down in the Mercantile that will be down more in the middle of the street. Plus, she's still going to be selling online. So we'll still be able to get Sweet Kayla's teas, which is great for some of us that are tea lovers.
Right.
We are sad to see her go as a neighbor because she's been an amazing neighbor and so cute. So if we go over there and we order a coffee or a tea, when it's done, she'll pound on the wall for us to come over and pick it up. But she is going out of business. So crazy old Fran. I don't know where my brain is. I swear. Exciting and frightening all at the same time. We are going to lease the space
next door.
And we're not going to do retail there. It's going to be classrooms, events, and retreats.
It's going to be so much fun.
So we will be able to do. Now, I can't fit 45 people in there, I don't think.
No, no one would enjoy. Well, we can in like a lecture type setting.
Oh, definitely.
So, like our second Saturday, that kind of thing, we'll be able to have that many people in there. But like workspace,
we'll have to
we don't know yet.
Yeah.
We've got to get in there. We got to set some tables up in there.
Yeah, and just kind of look and assess the space and what we've got going on.
We should be able to get in there next week, at least to be looking around.
So the 23rd, and if some of you local people, I know that is Kayla's last day to be open. So if you're local and around, please go in and tell Kayla she will be missed.
Yes.
And I'm not sure. I mean, the Mercantile's not up and running yet. Chad's working really hard because that's also his building. He's working really hard to get that up and going. But she will have an online. So yes. But if you get a chance, please go in and just say goodbye.
She is trying to sell any inventory that she's got left and just kind of clean house. I did notice on Instagram, she said that they are running quite low on teas. So I hope that means that she's had a lot of support in the last couple of weeks. I do too. So tomorrow will be their last day, and they're closing at 2:30 tomorrow. So
2:30. So get in the morning.
So yeah, today or tomorrow.
Get
in there and go see them.
Yeah, go see her. Yes, so we will definitely.
But we'll be able to get in next week, and we are going to blow a whole. Well, we.
Chad.
We are going to have.
Chad's doing it. Oh, I did offer a sledgehammer yesterday.
Some of our customers have offered sledgehammers.
I know. I'm like, Chad, I have a sledgehammer at my house. Do you need some help? And he's like, that's okay, Fran. So what we're going to do up in the front part of the store. Over there on the north wall, we're going to knock a hole between the two buildings and put in double French doors.
Yep.
And so you'll be able to see it from our store. And I think it's, like I said, it's exciting and terrifying. Yep. I just am thinking, what are you doing, you old lady?
As the business owner, but
what are you doing? But I think
it's gonna be fun, and it just means that we're gonna be able to have more offerings.
Yes.
For those of you who knew we did Chit Chat, finish that across the street. We're not able to use that space anymore, so we'll be able to do that again. And we had so much fun doing that. And we had some really good customers that came every single month. And that was just open, so just like 6 hours. Like during the day. So we'll do that again. We can do smaller retreats than what we did last week.
Yes.
And we may still do big retreats over there.
Well, or we may rent the academy once a year and do a great big huge one again. We'll just have to kind of.
We've got options, but this just expands our possibilities a lot more. And second Saturday, for those of you who've come and done that with us, in some of our demos, they get packed.
Standing room only.
So we're excited to have more space over there. And then then we don't block off some of our shopping area for other customers who aren't in second Saturday. So anyway, there's just so many possibilities. So if you have ideas of events or retreats or anything you would love, please let us know.
Our brains have already been going,
but we'd love suggestions.
Please. And you know what? It's probably a space that you could rent during the day if you have a bunch of friends and you want to do your own little mini retreat. Oh,
I just had an idea.
Oh, tell us. I saw the light bulb.
We should do a live Village Vibes and invite people one time. We should have a studio audience.
A studio audience. Can they clap? Can we hold a sign that says applause?
Wouldn't that be fun? That would be maybe for our 100th episode. Wouldn't that be fun? Our 100th episode will be in next week. Yeah, grand opening stuff. Yeah. Anyway, we could do some fun stuff with Village Vibes too.
All the things. See,
it's going.
I know. Ever since I brought this up to the girls, they're all like, "Ooh, and we could do, and maybe we." And then I'm like,
"Yeah," but still. Seriously, send us suggestions. Anything you'd like to see. We would love to do some really specialized retreats, teaching very specialized things like a single project or a technique or a teacher. But then we'll have open sew retreats where you can just come work on whatever you want. I don't know. We've got all the ideas. It's going to be exciting, and we've got to keep it full and busy because
I have to pay the rent.
We have to.
I haven't had to pay rent for a while because my building here is all paid for. And
that's pretty good.
I know. I haven't had to pay rent for a minute. So, but
it's going to be a good thing.
And we'll move our kit girls over there.
Yeah, gotta have a little bit more space.
Building another cut table for us. So both Lisa and Christiane can both have their own cutting space. They won't feel like they're sardines anymore. They'll be able to spread out a little bit. So anyway, all the things. So watch.
It's going to be amazing. We are very excited. And we will keep you posted all along the way. We'll do tours. In progress tours, final opening
Maybe I
tour.
Could talk Chad into letting me handle a soft for a minute. Probably not, but I'll ask him. We'll do that. We'll talk.
So that's a big announcement. We're very excited, and we hope that you guys are too.
Scared.
I think you're the only one who's scared.
Nobody else.
But I don't have to write the checks.
It's going to be great. But speaking again of second Saturday, oh my gosh. So we had second Saturday a week ago, and it was amazing.
It was so much fun. And I think the people who came were really excited with the colors. Because I know several people were like, oh, I love red, white, and blue, but these more softer colors, I'm not sure. But I know several people who, as soon as they saw them,
Roxy,
they were so excited.
Roxy swore at me.
Well, and Susan Susan hadn't signed up either.
Susan. So Susan teaches our Quilters kindergarten,
and
right?
she's amazing, by the way.
She's so good. If you guys, anybody ever needs any help with a project they're working on, that girl, she can do it all.
Yep. And she has opened up several sessions because she's so popular.
She has three now.
3 sessions.
And she stays busy in all 3 of them. But Susan asked me, because when she does her Wednesday classes, most of the people that are in there are working on second and Saturdays. So Susan said, Fran, I don't think I'll sign up this year. I have so many projects. I don't need one more, right? Would
we
it
understand
be okay?
that feeling.
Of course we do. Would it be okay if I came to one of the demos so I can help teach in my class? I said, absolutely, Susan. You can come to whatever you want to come to. So she came to one of them. Afterwards, I saw her up at the counter signing up.
I think she was 20 minutes into the demo. I was back there talking to her a little bit. She's, wait, do we still have room? I'm like, we have a few spots left.
We always have room for you, Susan. But yeah, we do still have a few
we do have spots available. So if you would like to sign up, but we should show you. What our first month's blocks are. You show. This is your baby.
This is mine and Donna's. So, for those of you that don't know, I do this with my daughter, Donna, who owns a quilt store. In fact, it is called The Quilt Store in Broomfield, Colorado. So every morning we talk, and 90% of the time that we're talking, we are talking about Second Saturday. So it's actually both of ours. But I'm going to set that down. Here's the first one. You want to sing to them? Should we sing to our...
Oh, we should. We sing to our...
Everybody on second Saturday. So we should... Okay, are you ready?
Yes. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
So we give all of our blocks cute little names that kind of go along with what the quilt theme is for the year. So this is our 12.5-inch You Are My Sunshine block. Then we did. So when I was picking out the fabrics for this, Colleen said to me, oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
Let's show a close-up of it in the front, in the middle.
Really see.
But, you know,
it's the sun.
If there was ever a fabric that was the center of the sun, that's it. That fabric's it.
So when she saw the whole block made, she goes, oh, I really like, that's perfect, Fran. I love that piece in there. I said, yeah, I do too. So there's sunshine. Then we made geese in the garden. Geese in the garden. So we actually had 4 of these. We make 4 of those. We make 4 of these little units this time. So these were our blocks for October. So second Saturday runs from October through June. With June being the big reveal. Liz has seen the finished. Well,
I'm helping Tess.
She's
so,
she knows.
And we're doing videos again this year, and we've got all sorts of fun things, but the live demos, we've got so many options for you. And, I don't know, it is a skill builder.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And so Fran takes that literally. You are going to learn some new techniques. I don't know. We've got quilters who've quilted for a really long time, and they say that they learn new things, or a new way of thinking of things, or a new way of doing something, or
a new way of trying something. And here's what I always say when I'm doing any kind of a class at all. Try what the teacher is teaching you, and it may not be your favorite way of doing it, but just give it a try, because you don't know unless you try it, right?
Right.
So give it a try, and then if you do it and you go, oh, she's really dumb. Why'd that friend talk me into it? Then do it your own way.
Yeah, do it your own way.
There are no quilt.
When you go home, you do whatever you do. But I love what you mentioned about that, because you've paid for the class, and really what you're paying for is the teacher. You're paying, I mean, you might be paying for a kit and something too, but you're paying for the teacher, their expertise, their knowledge, and the people we have teach know what they're talking about.
And a lot of times your teachers, they know about new products that are just coming out, and they're anxious and willing to try those. Now, sometimes I will bring those in, and if I think they're dumb, I'm not going to
We don't promote it.
I'm not going to promote it. So the specialty rulers that I'm using in this class, and actually they're the ones that we used last year too, because I want you to get good value for your money. These rulers, specialty rulers, are pricey. The rulers that I use are common rulers that you're going to use in almost every quilt you ever make.
And pricey is a relative term because they're the same price as other rulers. It's not that they're like $100 or something crazy like that. But they're pricey in that they do they're specialty tools for specific purposes. So it's not like it's a ruler that you're going to grab and use for every single quilt every single day, like you might use just a Creative Grids ruler for.
Right.
So I think that's a perspective to switch on that. It's pricey in that you need to buy another tool, but it's not pricey in that the actual tool is crazy expensive.
No, I won't do that. So we are really having fun with this. I got a little carried away this morning writing up the directions for December. So
good. We're going to get these things ahead of time.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Which is good for me because my winter gets busy with my girls and their sports schedules. So
well, and you have littles. You still have kids at home, and so your time isn't yours yet. At some point, it will be more
during the day. It is slightly, but my kids, I think, especially my girls, because they'll call me or text me, from school, and they're always shocked when I'm busy during the day.
I know.
I'm like, this is when I could do anything I want to do, and really, it's still doing a ton of things for them, But no.
Okay, so enough about Second Saturday. We actually have something that we want to
demo for you.
We've got a demo this morning, and we're pretty excited about this. So we're going to talk a little bit today about.
Let's see. How can we get this
ironing? Right?
Well, we talked a little bit about that before, but
a little bit. So when I am writing a pattern and I say press to whatever color, I don't want you ironing like this, right? Please don't iron like that, because when you do that, you stand a really good chance of distorting your pieces, of stretching them. A lot of times we are pressing bias edges, right? And so we all know what happens with those darn bias edges. They stretch.
How are you feeling about that view? I can't see your face, but I can see
my face. I need to see here. So this bias edge, if I'm ironing the living daylights out of that, I am going to stretch it. I guarantee you I will stretch it. Okay. So when I say press, 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 this is what I mean. Press, press, press. Don't go crazy and iron. Press, press, press. Do you like how my iron sounds when it steams?
I do.
Like that.
Well, and the other thing too is if you starch, it does help stabilize your fabric, but while it's wet, it's even more, what's the right word?
Susceptible to stretching.
Yeah, it's just vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. It is. Very much so. So press, press, press. I don't iron. When I am making I iron my blouses. Sometimes. Probably not this morning, but sometimes I iron my blouses. I don't iron my quilt. So there are a couple of things, though, that we kind of wanted to talk about that are great aids in pressing your quilt blocks, your quilt pieces.
Yes.
So sometimes in a pattern, you're going to see press those seams open. We have found these amazing new little
I just got mine. Haven't used it yet. I'm so excited.
You haven't worked on anything since
you
came home from the retreat.
No.
I get it. So we're going to just kind of demo when they tell you to press the seam open. If you're doing it down on the flat of your ironing board, you're just going to open up that seam. You're going to lay it down and you're going to press, 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 right? Well, when you're doing that, that can leave a little shadow and a little bump there. When you use, I got to stand up because I'm too short to make this work. When you're using these now there's a strip stick out there that we have used
for years.
Amazing.
Yes.
It's a little half dowel that has a little bit of batting in it and a little piece of fabric over the top. And it works amazing.
It does work amazing.
This gray part that you see on here, though, is wool. And we all know how amazing wool is when you're doing your pressing. So all you're going to do is you open up that seam, you lay your iron on there, and then what I like to do is I flip it over, give it a little press, and then I take my flapper.
Which this other side is a clapper.
It is a clapper.
Yeah.
It's not quite as heavy
as
our
I like
bigger
this one.
I like the weight. I feel like that weight kind of helps distribute all of that and make it nice and flat. Heat. Now, here is a challenge I will give you. What I want you to do is do it with your wool mat, do it with your clapper, do it with that, do it with all those things.
All the options.
All your options. And look and see the difference that it makes.
Yeah.
Though the wool mats just kind of help distribute that heat in there. They're amazing.
I use wool mats everywhere. Everywhere now. I didn't used to. I feel like those, how long ago did those come out? Maybe 8 years ago?
Oh, at least. They've been out for, I was trying to think when I got the first one at Quilt Market. More than that. Because we weren't even in this building yet, and we've been here for 11 years. So, yeah, a little bit longer.
But in all reality, a fairly new tool to the quilting world is the wool mat.
Is the wool mat.
And for a while, we even had a hard time getting them.
Well, so the original company that I got them from, I had them on order for like months and months and months. And I finally called them, and nicest ladies, and I said, what's going on? Well, their stuff was coming over from Australia.
Or New Zealand.
Oh, maybe it was
I think it might have been New Zealand.
It might have been New Zealand, and they couldn't get it. So they were without them for quite a long time. So meanwhile, a lot of other companies started making them. And we actually carry the Gypsy, which is a Checker product. Did you know that Checker owns Gypsy?
I did not.
That is.
I did not. Learn something new.
Learn something new every day. So, and they come in lots of different sizes.
Yeah.
They don't come in this size. This was a little sample that I was given one time from Quilt Market. And so this is an odd size. They come in an 8-inch square, or maybe 8.5, 13, and a 17. And I think they're all 1/2-inch sizes. So they're all great. And you know what I always press on? I have one on my ironing board.
Oh.
They actually make them board size.
Yeah, I have one too.
Yeah. And that one is a little thinner, but when I'm starching and pressing, I always do that on my wool mat that's on my ironing board. But then I bring over my other ones that are the little thicker ones, and that's what I actually press my blocks on. So here's another little tip for you. When I am pressing, let's say that we're going to now press this to one side, okay? So I like to, before I start doing my pressing, once I've got that seam sewn in there, I like to set my seams
Which is just setting your iron on top of the sewn seam, and it just kind of melts that thread into your piece.
It does. It just kind of sucks it down in there. Now, so let's say, because a lot of the times on, especially little half square triangles, most of the time you're going to press those to the dark, fabrics, right? So I'm going to just lay that on there, and I'm going to just do a little finger press like this. Then I like to press from the right side.
Me too.
Because sometimes when you're pressing from the wrong side, you can put a little crease in there.
Because you just can't see what's happening down under there.
You can't. Sometimes they hide. So I give it a little finger press like so.
So it heads the right direction.
Finger press, flip it over so I'm going in the right direction. And then I just take my iron and I'm going to go right along that seam. I'm going to set it down there for a second, and voila. Then I would put on a clapper. And there's some beautiful clapper options out there. I should have brought my beautiful one that my sweet friend made, but I was afraid everybody'd want me to get them, and I can't get them anymore. So,
and another way I like to use my clapper is, let's say I've got all my cute little half square triangles that I've pressed, and it's time for me to be done for a while. I can't stay in my sewing room anymore. If I were to leave these just sitting on my table or whatever, they would just slowly fold back up. So I will set my clapper down and walk away.
Advice.
And so that helps it so that I don't have to repress everything when I come back.
And you don't have to, so sometimes I'm asked, well, how long do I have to leave the clapper on there? Oh, till you press your next piece.
Yeah,
and then you just move it over.
Yeah.
And just move it over.
Unless you're done sewing, and then you leave it on there for a
It's
day or two or a week, however long it takes you to get back there. But
so yeah, so some fun.
Well, really quick too, let's show this. This is my favorite use for this thing, is when you are trying to do a seam. Let's see a seam like this one right here. So I don't know if you can see, but we've pressed this seam open, but we've got all these other seams around. And if we're trying to lay it flat on the pressing table and press just this seam and not mess with the others,
it's gonna
mess up things, which are usable. I mean, in fact, we could probably just press that down a little bit.
And so, bit open there,
because it's relaxed, because it hasn't been pressed for a minute.
There we are.
So anyway, so do you see how the iron, I don't know that you can see, but it is just right on the top of that bubble.
See,
and it's just, and now it's so much flatter.
Let's do this one here too, because that one's not pressed very well. Look at that.
But the wool, in addition to this thing, what's this official product called? Pressing bar. I think it's called a pressing bar and clapper.
Sure.
I think that's what it's called.
Sure.
I can't remember. But we have these in the store. It's a Gypsy product. And anyway, it's kind of new, and we thought you might enjoy it. Now, like Fran mentioned, we do have the strip sticks. And the strip sticks come in a couple different pressing bar with clapper. So I was really close. So this is what it looks like in the package. The strip sticks we've used for a long time. They come in different lengths. And the long strip stick, I could still see that you might need that in search of, because this is 12 inches, 12-inch wool. So the long one is 18.
So the strip, there's an even longer one that you need a pickup truck to take it home. There's an even longer one. So these come in this little size here. Well, it's a small mini. It doesn't give me a length.
It doesn't.
No, that's kind of weird, isn't it? I'd say this one's probably 24.
Yeah.
And 18 and
maybe 8.
Maybe 8. Sounds about right. We didn't measure these.
That's maybe
9.
Maybe 9 inches, something anyway like that. So I think I have this one. And I had the small one, but I gave it away to a really good friend.
Oh, that was a good friend.
Anyway, but if you're doing really long seams, these longer ones I think are really handy.
But here's the cool thing about these. So let's say that my block is twice as long. You just start pressing over here.
Yeah, and you can move it around.
Yep, you just keep moving it along on your little pressing bar. So you can, even the smallest size one, you can use that for long. You just do end up having to move it a lot more.
Yeah.
So it's
I do like the longer ones for those situations. But anyway, what else do we, I think that's all we have to tell them. Should we maybe move this back up?
Oh, sure.
And have them look at our face?
Back up and have them look at our faces this morning.
Whoa, and it got wonky on me.
We decided that, every once in a while we're going to try and teach us something. Because we do. We need.
Let's pop on here. Somehow my screen got closed. Let's pop on here and see if anyone chatted with us. I did see that Linda, I think it was Linda, just said congratulations for expanding.
Thank you, Linda.
And let me double check. Lynette. I'm sorry, it was Lynette who said, Lynette Karchner, who said, thank you. And Pam says, very exciting.
Pam, I got to call you later today. Speaking of exciting.
And Sarah says, good morning, Sarah Schultz. Sarah. And Jordan says, hi, Fran. And Marianne does say that they're all cleaned up and helping others to clean up from the hurricane. So we have been.
We were closer that we could. Yeah. Although I have to tell you, we sent a bunch of quilts to Wrap the World, which I'm hoping they went. And I actually have 3 more beautiful. So one of my amazing, she's got to be in her 80s, if not close. She brought in 3 beautiful twin-size quilts to donate, and she said, if we could say where these go, I would love them to go to Florida to those people. She said, we are so spoiled, and we really kind of are. And she said, I have all of these quilts, and there are people there that have no house, no water, no food,
no nothing.
So she said, I am really hoping, and I would almost bet you that's where they're sending them.
They're sending them. I do want to mention, I did notice, because my mother-in-law asked me to check yesterday. We mentioned a couple weeks ago, Lo and Behold Stitchery. She lives in North Carolina. They got over 3,000 quilts. And she said, actually, we're good right now locally. She says, I would love, if you'd like to donate, consider donating local to you. So they've got plenty. And so, because that's the kind of people that quilters are. We don't want anybody to be cold, and we want to keep quilting, so we got to do something with some of these quilts.
I know, because my kids are asking me, what the hell are you doing with all this stuff, Mom?
We have plans. We have plans. So anyway, thank you for all of those of you who donated. We will still collect quilts here for Wrap the World. I do know that they're still collecting 12.5 inch unfinished blocks, and with $1 donation per block. And I got closer last week at the retreat to getting my blocks done that need to be donated, but I'm so close. I just need to do that. I don't know. Not this week.
No, not this. I know. Yeah.
How do we do all the things?
Shot.
Yeah.
You just got to bite the bullet and do it right.
I know. I got to get it done. But anyway, thank you all for watching.
Yes. Thank you
and so much. It's going to be a good day.
It is
going to be a good week.
It's going to be a great week. So thank you all for watching, and be kind.
Yeah.
You know, I listen to the news sometimes I can't listen to it.
I know.
You know, I do love Lester Holt. I love if I could watch the evening news with him. It sometimes news tends to sensationalize on all the bad.
Right.
And I hate that. Anyway, with what we've got going on right now for a little while, we need to really be extra kind to one another.
We need to show people that there's good people in the world.
There was a really good thing on I think it was on 60 Minutes on Sunday night, and it was this little town in, I believe it was Minnesota or Wisconsin. Anyway, these people live in a very small community, and they were asking them, well, you know, is everybody Republican there? Do you have relatives that vote what you don't? And how do you handle all this, right? And this guy I just wanted to hug him right through the screen. He said, you know what? He said, we do nice. And he said, everybody gets to do what they want. We don't hold it against anybody what their preference is. We do nice.
I like that.
And I thought, please, let's let everybody do nice, because if we're just all kind to one another, and it's our choice to be what and who we want to be. And so just remember that in your daily going abouts, that we do. That's the beautiful country that we live in. Which
so many people have fought hard for those freedoms for so many years. Right. So let's remember that.
Let's remember that, and let's be kind to one another, whether you're Republican, Democrat, Mormon, heathen. I mean, it's, you know, all the things. We can be nice to one another and respect one another. I think we've kind of lost some of that, and it hurts my soul. But be kind to each other. We say the 5-10 rule.
Yes.
We try and practice that. And you don't know what kind of day somebody else is having, but just taking that 2 seconds to smile at somebody could make all the difference in the world to them. So please be kind to one another. And do something nice for yourself.
Yes.
Maybe sew those blocks.
Maybe sew those blocks.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Have a great week.
Goodbye.
Bye now.